everyone, and welcome back to another pick-a-card reading. Well, it's actually going to be a pick a tarot deck reading today. So we are going to tune into eclipse season. So we have our first eclipse coming up on March 14, 2025, which is going to be in the sign of Virgo. It's going to be a total lunar eclipse. So it's very, very close, and I'm feeling the energy really strongly. But I also just felt I wanted to tune into this eclipse season in general, or maybe even the whole of 2025. There will be eclipses in September as well. And then we also have a partial solar eclipse on March 29th in Aries this year. So we kind of got March and then we got September for eclipses. And one of you beautiful subscribers requested an eclipse season reading, and it was like, oh yes, I almost forgotten. So thank you. And please, you can totally suggest readings if you would like to throw them out there. This is like a community channel, so I'm happy to look into it if I resonate. So we're going to look into the eclipse season, but the thing that I was sitting with when I was sitting with this eclipse season is quantum leap. So a quantum leap. And I feel like there's one brewing for each and every one of us. Some of you, I feel like it will come in March. Some of you, I feel like it might be closer to that September date, like the second kind of round of eclipses this year. But regardless, I feel this quantum leap in the energy field. I feel it's here for a lot of us already, or where it's something that we're moving into. So we're going to be looking at how is this eclipse season affecting you, and what is your quantum leap? How is this manifesting? How is your quantum leap manifesting? So I love the concept of quantum leaps, and I feel like they are so special and sacred when they occur in our life. And I just really feeling the magic of this eclipse season. So I'm excited to tune in. We have 3 tarot decks. It's going to be like a pick a tarot deck. We have the Psychic Oracle Tarot deck, number 1. We have the Gilded Tarot, number 2. And then we have the Good Tarot, number 3. So whichever one you feel drawn to, or if you feel drawn to more than one, there may be more messages in multiple groups. And then, yeah, go ahead and choose your deck, and then I'll see you for your reading. Hello, everyone. So you are not going to believe it, but I'm starting your reading at 11:11 a.m. and it's the 11th of March. So hello, group 1111111. So you might have been seeing 11:11 or 111. I feel this one energy for you. I'm really excited about it. So let's just go ahead and start pulling some cards. We're going to pull one card to kind of guide your reading first with this Psychic Oracle deck. And there actually are chakras in this deck as well. So we'll see what comes through. Tuning in for group number 1, Spirit, this eclipse season. What do you want them to know? What is their quantum leap? Oh my god. This is the Lovers. The Lovers. Harmony. Okay. Oh, we're very zoomed out. Okay. Okay. I'm going to pull a couple more. The Lovers. Oh, wow. Look at that. We have the Ace of Swords, triumphant success. I love that for you. So there's that one energy I was picking up, the new beginning. And then the Lovers also talks about making decisions. Traditionally, it's also talks about actual lovers and a high vibrational kind of expression of being in partnership, being in a love partnership. But it also talks about navigating the world through our choices, through our free will. And look at that, we have choose wisely. Okay. The 7 of Cups. Okay, so I feel like on back of the deck, we have the Sun, light. I'm going to pull that card as well. You know what? We're just going to pull a few cards. Okay, let's just go. Let's just do it. I have a feeling drawn to doing this for you. All right, we're going to pull a couple more. Oh my gosh. We have the Magician, awareness, and another one, no less. And let's pull one more for you. Wow, we have Destiny, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so this eclipse season is massive for you. Okay, this year, I want to say as well, this year for you is massive, but something's going to be showing up for you in this eclipse season. I feel like it's more this season rather than next season. So by next season, I mean September versus March. Okay, so it's like something that's manifesting now in your energy field rather than by September. I feel like it's something that's already circulating. We have a lot of major arcanas here kind of guiding your reading. And like I said, there was the synchronicity when I first started. So there's something going on in your energy field. And you might not fully be able to see where this is taking you with the 7 of Cups. Because I do feel like there's something, part of it that's almost going to be a surprise. Okay, so quantum leaps are often surprising. We often don't see it coming just because that's sort of the nature of the quantum leap, is that we're kind of going about our daily life and then all of a sudden we get to skip a few steps. We get to kind of move up a level, or we get to see a breakthrough or a pathway that wasn't fully available to us before. So I feel like there might be something about other people in your spread, because the first card you got was the Lovers. So it's like, I feel like maybe this quantum leap is going to be triggered by somebody else, or by a conversation you have with someone, by maybe an action that someone gives you. I'm kind of seeing the energy of, for example, some kind of a life-changing decision that someone you're in relationship makes that changes your life really, really drastically and you don't see it coming. Like, for example, your partner deciding to financially support you so that you don't have to work anymore for some reason, you know? There's something like that where it's like all of a sudden the rules of the game are completely changed and kind of turned on their heads. And you're given some kind of a green light, or like a free ride or a free run. Something where you were having like something about, there was a lot of burden. Like I'm seeing, see the in the Ace of Swords, how they're kind of buried under the ground. And then that sword comes up from the earth and it's like triumphant success. I made it, you know? I'm kind of getting this energy for you where it's like, I feel a bit like you've been buried. You've been buried under the ground, symbolically, metaphorically, obviously not really. But you've been buried under the weight of some kind of burden, some kind of thing you've been going through. It could be a health issue, it could be a relationship dynamic that was challenging you. It could be like ongoing, just not having an answer or not knowing what to do kind of thing. So I feel that this breakthrough for you, this quantum leap, it's almost facilitated for you. And all of a sudden, your pathway is cleared and you're able to breathe again. You're able to come up from under that feeling of being buried under burden. And you're able to manifest something that you've really been wanting to manifest. Spirit wants you to know that something is a lot closer than you think it is. Something is a lot closer than you think it is. Like, with the Ace of Swords coming through in your reading, that is the fastest card in the deck. It's the fastest card in the deck, okay? Because it's Ace, which is like the fast energy of an ace, but then it's the Swords, which is the fastest. It goes Swords, then Wands, then Cups, then Pentacles. So Swords is like lightning speed. So there's something coming in for you quickly. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas, okay? And then with the Choose Wisely, and this is the Seven of Cups, it's like, you don't see it coming. You really don't see this destiny shift, this turn of the wheel. You don't see it coming. It's about to come in and it's about to surprise you in the best possible way. Like when I started your reading, it was 11/11 on the 11th of March, right? And your group won. Okay, so there's this thing about alignment coming through. It's like you have been acting with such integrity and you've been really putting in so much effort to stay in alignment and to do your best. And I feel like you've been really open and flexible to kind of how spirit and your spirit guides have been guiding you. I feel like you've been receiving messages as well from people in your life. Or even, have you ever had this experience where it's like you're walking out in public and you walk past somebody and they're having a conversation with someone or on the phone, and you catch like a snippet of what they said, and then you realize like, oh, that was a message from me for me from spirit. I feel like there's something about this spirit showing me that you've really stayed open. You've really stayed open to the messages, the guidance from the universe, and spirit's encouraging you to stay open, because there's a shortcut here. There's a pathway here for you that's actually a lot quicker than you think. Like I keep getting this energy where it's like you don't see it coming because you keep expecting or anticipating that something that you're working on or that you're trying to heal from is going to take like a really, 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 really long time. And that's also because you've been buried under that weight with the triumphant success card. Like you've been buried under the weight of heaviness and burden for quite some time. So it makes sense that you might have lost sight of the light, right? Because it's like when we're underground, when we're under that burden energy, there really is no light. I've been feeling that. It's like there's something where you've been in the darkness, but it's about to get extremely bright for you. It's about to get extremely light for you. And I feel like this could also be coming through like an act of kindness from someone that you love. Like I feel like someone you love wants to support you. They want to help you through something. Spirit's really saying let yourself be supported. Let yourself be supported by relationships. Let yourself be supported by conversations. I'm getting a lot of talking or messages, like people wanting to message you, people wanting to reach out to you, or needing to like have a really open and honest dialogue with like your partner, a loved one, a friend. because I feel like it's really going to sort of unravel something for you and activate this new level for you. So there's something coming in here that's going to feel like a massive blessing and miracle. And you're going to be like, what? Like, I'm just seeing you literally going, what? How is this possible, Spirit? I can't believe that. I think you're going to be so happy, so like lifted up. You have one, two, three, four major arcanas, okay? The Seven of Cups is here because you do not see it coming. You just can't see it coming. You're like, what are you talking about? I'm just going about my life, I feel like you've been acting, Spirit saying, with so much integrity, and you've really been focusing on like the task at hand or whatever's in front of you, whatever it is that you've been kind of needing to do, just putting one foot in front of the other. And I actually think you've probably been in a bit of survival mode for a while now. But let me tell you, things are about to become so much easier for you, Group One. Like, oh my God, I'm feeling the relief. Like, I'm feeling that sense of you can finally let air into your lungs again after kind of being underwater and having to hold your breath. I feel like this breakthrough, this quantum leap, it's going to be something really in the physical realm, in the physical world. And it's something as well with the magician that you've actually been working on yourself. Like you've been wanting this. And with the harmony card, which is the lovers in traditional tarot, you've been choosing, like there's something about your choices. You've been using your free will to guide yourself towards this outcome. And even though you haven't seen it coming with the Seven of Cups, you actually have deeply been aligning with it. Like I see deep alignment, almost like I'm seeing like the sonar that, the vibrational like sonar that whales use to communicate with each other. And I think dolphins use it underwater as well. It's like there's something about this where you've been kind of like subconsciously tuning in and guiding yourself towards that light, towards that outcome. So the outcome is something about very physical, tangible results. Like it could be for some of you about weight loss for some reason. I'm seeing that because I was seeing the heaviness being like buried under a weight of heaviness and then being able to free yourself from it. So it's like for some of you, if that is relevant to your life path, to your story, it could be about finally having a breakthrough with weight loss or with your health. Like it could be health more in general if weight doesn't resonate. It could be about finally having a breakthrough with your health where you're able to kind of lift yourself up from a heaviness or a darkness that has been with you. Or it could be a mental health breakthrough. For some of you, it could resonate more as mental health. But yeah, for a lot of you, for some reason, I'm getting really strong weight loss message. So it's like this could be your time. If you've been really wanting to, free yourself from some extra weight that hasn't been serving you in some way, I really see that available to you now. Like, I really feel this sense of like you felt like it wasn't going to happen for you. Like, I'm kind of getting, someone on a weight loss journey who maybe has been really trying hard. And it's like, gosh, I've just been putting so much effort in, but it looks like nothing's been happening or my body hasn't been responding. And then it's like maybe for some reason I'm getting some kind of communication, like somebody tells you some kind of a new approach, or they show you some book, or they tell you what they've been doing, or something like this. It sparks something in you, and you're like, well, okay, wait a minute. And then all of a sudden, this doorway opens, and then you start to take action, and things start to change really fast. It's like things will change really fast for you. That's what the quantum leap is going to feel like. It's going to feel like, wow, things are actually changing for me so quickly. And I did not think this was possible. And your spirit guides are so happy because they know that you've been feeling a heaviness recently and you've been feeling this weight on your shoulders, this weight above you where you're feeling like, how am I going to get through this? How am I going to keep finding the strength to keep going? And Spirit's almost saying, that you don't have to find the strength to keep going because it's more that the conditions around you are going to change. With the Seven of Cups as well, it can talk about the fact that things are not set in stone. Like sometimes we think that things are just the way that they are, right? This is just the way this thing is. And Spirit's saying, no, actually, sometimes things aren't the way that we think they are. And the conditions around us can actually change very rapidly and at any point and at any time. So this is some kind of a condition that you were like, this is never going to change for me. I'm never going to break through this. And it's like, that feeling of like heaviness where it's like, or literal heaviness for some of you from weight. But for a lot of you, it could just be emotional, mental, heaviness, the strain of like, how am I supposed to keep carrying this? I feel tired. I feel, it feels too heavy. So I feel this sort of like, again, this sense of relationship, some kind of an element of somebody else, because the lovers really talks about like partnership. It talks about you and another, you and somebody else, and really a divine experience of that kind of relationship. So there's someone who's going to act a little bit like an earth angel for you, who's going to really come in and help you, or they already have. Like, for example, the example of a partner deciding to financially support you and kind of take the weight off your shoulders for a while so that you can, I don't know, work on a business or build something for yourself. And I feel like maybe you were feeling like you're in this kind of caught, what do they say? Caught between a rock and a hard place. It's like, which direction do I go? It feels like both ways are blocked. And Spirit's saying, yeah, that's because there's a third option here. There's like a third path that Spirit's going to illuminate for you. And you're going to be like, what? So it could be that, like, I don't know, it could be something that, again, you just didn't see coming. Like maybe someone that you know, like maybe for some of you, it's like a dream job manifesting. It feels very physical, okay? Physical, tangible means it relates to your physical body, your health, or money, finances, career. And for some of you, it could be relational. Like it could be like, oh, you really need a friend on the path, and then you really have that friend manifest in such a clear way. Or you meet, like for some of you, it could be romance, but that's not the overarching energy from this reading that I'm getting. Like I don't it could be. Like, I'm not saying that it's not, but it's not the overarching energy. The overarching energy feels like a relief from burden and a release of some kind of burden, and therefore a quickening of a path. Something that, again, you felt like was blocked. Like, you felt like if I go this way or I go this way, I'm blocked. Like, I feel like I'm seeing you in a labyrinth. I'm seeing you like working your way through a labyrinth or a maze, and you've reached a dead end, and you're like, where do I go? Because the place I just came from was a dead end as well. And Spirit's like kind of going to materialize for you and kind of open a doorway for you right to the center of that labyrinth, and you get to the middle of it and you get to that kind of finish point. And I feel like you've been in this labyrinth for quite some time. You know, again, I'm getting this sort of message about weight loss for some reason. This must be relevant to a lot of you then. But I'm getting this message, sometimes on like weight loss journey, it can feel like nothing's changing, nothing's moving, or you haven't quite found the right approach for you that's sustainable and that can last you forever. Because you don't want to just do, like, for example, you don't want something that's like really unsustainable. If you're working towards a lifestyle change or a weight loss goal, it's like you don't want it to be something that's impossible for you to kind of um continue with down the line, because otherwise you just go back to the old lifestyle and things will unravel. So there's something about this quantum leap that is permanent, okay? It's permanent, and you're going to feel that. And that's going to feel so different to you, because I think that a lot of you have had this experience of like a cycle beginning, but then it's like, oh, it slips out your fingers, and all of a sudden it's not there for you anymore. It's not tangibly available to you anymore. So it's like this change, this quantum leap is permanent. And as it's occurring, you're going to feel that it is permanent. For example, for some reason, the weight loss thing keeps coming through. I know for a lot of you it's relevant, and for some of you, you're like, what the heck? But just use it as a metaphor, right? Because I feel like it kind of works to explain the energy that I'm feeling. It's like, imagine that, you're on a weight loss journey, or someone is on a weight loss journey. And it's like they finally find some kind of a lifestyle or an approach that is truly sustainable for them, that is actually sustainable, and that they know that they can actually stick with this for the rest of their life, that this isn't something that they can only use their willpower for like 7 days or 7 weeks. No, this is something that they know that they can actually be with forever. And it represents this full body, I want to say full body transformation, where there's a permanent shift, and they have broken the cycle of kind of going up and down and yo-yo dieting, yo-yo weight kind of thing, where it's like up and down and up and down. And one time I have it and then I lose it, and I have it and then I lose it, and then I have it and then I lose it. And that can feel really demoralizing. And no wonder you've been kind of in this Seven of Cups energy, because when we go through these cycles where it's like we achieve something and then we lose it, we achieve something, then we lose it, that can really feel like, even kind of worse than just not achieving it at all in a way, because we can have this fear of like, even if I have it, it will just be taken away again. Okay, so again, apply this to whatever resonates for you as I'm talking, but there's something that you've been afraid of, like, I'm going to achieve it, but then it's going to be taken away. I'm going to have it, but then I'll lose it again, you know? And so there's something about this quantum leap where it's like you finally get into alignment. Remember 1111, the 11th of March, group 1, 111111111. Something is like boom, a new beginning, and it's permanent, and it's for sure. It's forever. It's forever. It's not going to be taken away. It's not going to unravel. You're not going to have to go through another cycle and another labyrinth and another maze and find your way to another dead end and wonder what you're doing wrong, right? There's something about this weight, this burden that you have been carrying with you. You're finding a pathway, a method, an answer that you lose it for good, and it's for good. It's forever. It's forever. And you're finally free. And I feel like as well, there's something about the kindness of other people coming through. Like you're really gonna feel during this eclipse season how much you are loved. Like you're gonna feel like, wow, this person really cares about me, or my partner really showing how much they love me, or their gratitude, or something like this. Or someone again giving you a message, someone giving you some kind of a message, like this is your message. And it's you're gonna feel the gratitude, you're gonna feel the love from the world towards you. And spirit wants you to know that. Spirit wants you to know that like how deeply loved you are by people in your life and by the spirit realm as well. Like you are so deeply loved. And I feel like this is some kind of a hint right before this comes in or as it's coming in, is that you're gonna notice like, wow, people are really showing up for me with love, or I really feel extra loved at the moment. Or that was a really nice message I just got from my friend or something. You're gonna be feeling the love and it's gonna really activate you like really strongly. So with the magician, again, it's something that you have been consciously trying to manifest. It's something you've wanted for a long time. Like, for example, with the weight loss, it's like, yeah, I've really wanted to manifest, a body that I feel really good in, feel really comfortable in, for example. It's something that's been burdening you that you're like, oh, I just want a relief from. I want to release from this. Or for some of you, it's like maybe you've been working a job that you hate, and then your partner steps in and is like, hey, I want to support you. You should quit your job. Like, this is not good for you. You need time to, like, build a career that you love, that's right for you, or you need to work on your art for a while, or you need time to rest or to heal or something, and they just want to support you. They just want to give you some love, some loving, because you're amazing and you deserve it. So it's something that you've really wanted. And again, you really did not think that this would change. Like you were thinking, I'm just going to have to suffer through this forever or for a long time, right? Years and years, as opposed to saying, no, 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 no. That's not what's going to happen. Like there's a doorway opening for you in this maze, in this labyrinth, and it's taking you right to the center, right to the jackpot, the bullseye, where it's like, boom, you get the thing and it's permanent. And the thing that's different about it this time is that as you're manifesting this result or this outcome, it feels permanent. And I feel like there was something about the way that you're manifesting things in your past where it wasn't quite permanent. And for example, it just feels like the easiest metaphor, like the weight loss thing. You know, you can technically lose weight through like severe, calorie restriction or whatever, but that's not necessarily sustainable, right? It's not necessarily going to stay with you forever. It's not necessarily going to heal your body or give your body the nourishment that it needs to thrive and all these things. So it's like there's something about your approach in the past was like from an unsustainable or unstable foundation. And therefore, the result that you manifested of, for example, weight loss, something about it as it happened for you felt like it wasn't really going to stay. It wasn't really going to stick around. It's like, there was a feeling that wasn't quite right. It wasn't quite in alignment. So it's like this time as it manifests, it's in alignment. It's in alignment. I just had this song in my head, this time, baby, I'll be bulletproof. You know that song? It was playing in the markets the other day when I was there, and it got really stuck in my head. It's a really catchy song. So it's like there's something about this manifestation, it's bulletproof. Like spirit wants you to know this time it's going to be bulletproof. No one's going to be able to take it away. Nothing, no stress in your life will suddenly like make this foundation fall apart and you go back to square one. It's like, no, this is actually a bulletproof result. And it's a stable manifestation. And it's because it's happening from a place of alignment. It's happening from a place of alignment. So, for example, with a health recovery, right? It's like how many, or mental health recovery, it's like how many times maybe have people experience relapse with these things, and it can be heartbreaking when we put so much work in and then all of a sudden we have a relapse or we have, a result come back and it's scary. And it's like, oh gosh. There's something about recovery for you in this period, and it's going to feel so stable and so solid. And it's because you have an answer that you did not have prior. You did not have this answer, or you did not have this approach. You did not have this knowledge, or you did not have this support. It could be about support. Like it could be, like your partner supporting you financially, and it's because you need that. Like spirit's giving you what you need. That's the other thing. Like spirit's giving you what you need so that something can be stable. Spirit always has the answer. The answer always exists, but it's like we have to align to it. That's how this universe works. It's like the answer isn't being withheld from us. No, it's always right in front of our face. But for whatever reason, we have blind spots, we have self-sabotage, or we have things we have to heal in order to receive that answer or receive that outcome. And then we can have different points of attraction within us from our past life, from our childhood, that can make us kind of get caught up in these loops of dissatisfaction. Like, for example, the yo-yo dieting. And it's like, well, the answer of the lifestyle that you needed was there all along, but you had to heal yourself enough to receive that and to receive that permanent release from that cycle. So I see that cycle really has drained you. It's really like gotten to you. And that's why spirit keeps coming through to repeat to you that it's like, this is over, okay? This sense of impermanence in your manifestations, specifically around health, weight, or mental health, or money, or like not having to work. It's like there's something about it that feels really stable and it feels really permanent. And you're gonna feel kind of like a plane on a runway as it's like developing speed, and then it just like takes off and you're like flying, you know? And I just feel this sense of, you're not gonna feel like, oh my God, I'm gonna crash, I'm gonna fall, I'm gonna, it's, you're gonna feel like good. It's gonna feel good. Like, oh my God, I'm flying. And I feel as well, there's gonna be a difference around you of support. Like, I think right now in your life, you have support. You have some kind of support that you need, like from relationships, because your first card was the harmony card, right? Relationships. It's like you have support from relationships around you right now. Or this is what's going to suddenly become really clear to you. Like with the Ace of Swords, it's like, oh my gosh, I suddenly see this person is actually being really good in my life, a really good friend or something. Or my partner's really showing up for me in a way I didn't expect them to, or something like this. And I feel like these people in your life, they're actually reflecting to you the inner work that you've done to love yourself and to care for yourself and to be there for yourself. Like, I feel like your self-love during this eclipse season is at an all-time high. Like, it's reached peak love. Your self-love has reached such a huge height. At such a pinnacle right now. And so all of your relationships in your life are kind of reflecting to you this inner love that you have for yourself and that you've cultivated for yourself. And this self-love is acting as a really solid and secure foundation for some kind of a self-belief. Have you ever had a dream where you're flying, like flying in your dream, and it feels so good? I love when I have flying dreams. They're like my favorite because they feel so real. Anyway, spirits reminded me of a dream that I've had before where it's like I'm flying, I'm flying, I'm flying. I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm kind of like swimming through the air in my dream. And then I have some kind of awareness that I'm actually dreaming. And then I start to like lose speed and lose momentum. And I start to like fall down to the ground. And I'm like, ah. It feels like this, okay? It feels like you've had this experience of flying before. You're like, I'm flying, I'm flying. And then it's like all of a sudden it's like, what's going on? And you start to like right down to the ground again. And it's like, oh my God. And I feel like there's something about like your self-belief or self-doubt where it's like you're really believing in yourself in a different way because you've cleared out some kind of block that was keeping you from staying afloat, from staying up at those heights and keeping on flying and keeping that momentum. So it's like I saw the plane imagery where it's like you're on a runway and then it's like, boom, you take off. But I feel like this time as you take off, even if you realize, hey, I'm dreaming, you're not going to start falling, right? It's like there's something different in your energy field this time. And Spirit's reminding you of this because I feel like deep down you already know this. But with the Seven of Cups, it's like maybe you kind of don't know it at the same time, right? There's some part of you that's kind of blocked off from realizing this because it's kind of like, well, conditions have always been the same. It's like, well, I've always kind of ended up falling down. So why would it be any different this time? And Spirit's like, well, because the Lover is your first card, the choices that you've been making are different. And as well, I think that if someone gives you some information that's like a different approach, or they give you some kind of advice, or some kind of message comes through, or someone gives you an opportunity like, hey, do you want some financial support or something? Spirit's like, go ahead and take it, okay? Because there's something really divine about the timing at this time. Like when this comes in and when this opportunity comes in, Spirit's like, go ahead and take it because this is going to set you free in some way. There's something about this that is genuinely setting you free. And Spirit's saying, like, sometimes with the Seven of Cups, we just assume, we make assumptions that the conditions in our life are the same, or that something is still unavailable to us, or that, something like this, where it's like you just assume, oh, it's just not time for this yet, or this thing's just going to take forever, or I'm no good at this thing. There's something where you've been projecting the past onto the present and onto the future. And Spirit's saying this quantum leap, this eclipse season is going to bust you out of that. It's going to like force you to realize, oh, conditions have changed. I can't even project the past onto the present and the future anymore because my present and the future is proving to me that it's different from my past. And maybe it's even like about relationships, because again, your first card was relational. It's like maybe you thought, oh, my partner would never want to support me like this, and maybe that's just a reflection of the past relationships that you've had where there wasn't enough support for you. Or maybe it's about, I can never be honest with this friend. They're never going to understand me. And it's like, well, maybe that's actually from your past relationships where you did attract that. But Spirit's saying, hey, conditions are different now. There's actually something that's changed in the energy field around you. And Spirit's saying, go ahead and like take a step out and take a look and take an experience, like take a dip in the new energy, because you're going to realize really quickly, like, wow, this is really different. So let's go ahead and pull some cards, right? So exactly about this quantum leap, Spirit, for group 1. Let's see. This is the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. We're going to use this for finding out a little bit more info about this quantum leap that you're manifesting, right? So we have Venus in Virgo in the 6th house with discrimination. Look at those butterflies. See all those butterflies? This is a transformation. Look, you could be going through a physical glow up. Group 1, you are going through a physical glow up, okay? That is partly what you are manifesting. And it doesn't have to be weight loss for everybody, because I know not everyone wants to lose weight or needs to or anything like that. But I feel like something to do with your health or your mental health or your vitality, like you are going to be radiant. I'm feeling radiance coming from you. And I'm feeling some kind of a shift, because obviously the butterfly goes between, caterpillar to chrysalis and then butterfly. So it's like there's something about the shifting of a phase that you've been in. And you've been in this phase for a long time. It's like maybe you've been in the chrysalis for so long that you're like, why on earth would it be time for me to leave this yet, You've become so used to it, and Spirit's saying, well, like, make sure you remember that conditions can change. The chrysalis was always meant to be born into the butterfly. The chrysalis was never meant to stay in that state. And I feel like there's something here about the mental energy and like your mind, where it's like you've been in some kind of a condition for so long. Actually, the chrysalis is such a perfect metaphor for you, because with the Ace of Swords, I was feeling that sense of like being kind of buried under something, or being like cocooned within a space and kind of not necessarily being able to break free. But it's like, imagine if that butterfly, when it's time for it to break free from the chrysalis, imagine if it didn't even try. Imagine if that butterfly didn't even try and was like, oh, well, this is just my home now. I just got to make the most of it. And it's like, no, 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 no. At a point in time, it is time to break free. It's time to exit out of that cocoon and like fly and spread your wings and be this beautiful butterfly that you were always, meant to be. So you're in a butterfly phase, group 1, like you are a butterfly. You're a beautiful, beautiful butterfly. Spirit wants you to know that. You're breaking free from something that was really holding you back, and you're going to feel free. Like, I feel like butterflies, they're so free. They love to fly. There's this flying, there's a real flight symbology in your reading. We had the airplane metaphor. We got me flying in my dream and then falling down. You're a butterfly, like you got wings now. Like, that's what Spirit wants you to know. You have wings now. And it's like you've been in the chrysalis phase for so long that you kind of just like fell asleep into it, and you were like, whatever, this is just how it is. And you've done so well there. Like, Spirit really wants you to know you've done so well, okay? It's not easy to be in a chrysalis phase when, you kind of want to be that butterfly already, right? It's like, I've already been through the caterpillar phase. Gosh, can't I just be the butterfly yet? You've done so well. Spirit really wants you to know. And so with that Venus energy, right, in the Virgo, and we have the Virgo full moon coming up, which is the lunar eclipse on the 14th of March, which I was talking about. So it's like, that's what I mean about this is now. This is here for you now. This isn't like in 6 months. This isn't like down the line. This is here for you and available to you now. Like, literally now. Okay, it's happening now. Did I mention that? So I feel like it's a physical body glow up, okay? And this could be your physical health. Well, it will be physical health to some extent, because I think that even if we feel better mentally, like our physical bodies our mental and physical bodies are one. Like, we can't really separate them, I really don't buy into that. Like, we are one. Our bodies are one. So it's like, if you feel better mentally, then you're going to be feeling better physically. And if you're feeling better, you're having more like beautiful thoughts, you're going to be looking more beautiful, okay? So your appearance is something that I think you're going to feel this quantum leap with. You're going to be like, yay! I just feel like you're so excited, because again, you've been in this cocoon, and maybe it's also you've been hiding your appearance from the world. I feel like maybe you've been insecure about your appearance, because Venus in Virgo can be about appearance and like kind of being really critical of yourself, of the way you look, kind of hyper fixated on like your flaws or your imperfections. And I just see that changing for you with this eclipse. And you just feeling so good about yourself and really on that path, that road to wellness, and really feeling like tangible change, and the world around you responding to that and being like, wow, you're looking really good. What's going on for you here? You're looking good, you're vibrating at a high frequency, you're magnetic. Who even are you, group one? Like, I'm seeing this rebirth energy with the butterfly symbology for you, where it's like you're literally coming out of this cocoon phase and you're being born into a new version of yourself. And it's the most beautiful version of yourself. Like, oh, I'm feeling like crying now, group one, because it's the most beautiful version of yourself that you have ever been able to be. And it took you so long to get to this point. And like, seriously, I mean this, no matter what your conditions are, what your age is, like, you are going to be feeling like the most beautiful version of yourself. Like, I am serious, the most beautiful, okay? So it's a glow up. It's a glow up. I feel like it's such a well-deserved glow up, and it's coming, like I said, from a period of like a lot of heaviness, a lot of darkness, a lot of like maybe just having to deal with a lot of discomfort, a lot of not liking the way you look or hiding from the world. Like, I feel some sense of like you've been hiding, you've been in hermit mode, or you've been not really wanting to like show yourself in some way. And maybe that's because there's been so many changes happening internally. But I really feel like you've just been loving yourself so deeply, no matter what you've been going through, even if there has been a harshness or a judgment about your appearance or about certain conditions you've been in. I still feel like you've been loving yourself. And I feel like there's a sense of like, oh, I just feel this relief. Like, oh, I finally got through it. I finally don't have to sit in discomfort every single day anymore. I can finally feel comfortable in my own skin. I can feel confident again. I can take up space. I can shine. Oh my gosh, good one. I'm just feeling so much release and relief. Let's get one more card for you for your reading, okay? Okay, so this quantum leap for group one, Spirit, what do you want them to know? What do you want them to know? Venus in Leo, the 5th house with affair. Okay, so affairs of the heart, affairs of the heart. So I really feel like this is actually just talking about your confidence, okay? And this sense of love. Like, I really feel you in your heart space from this transformation because you've been through so much. Like, I don't want to underestimate that chrysalis phase, that cocoon you've been in, that labyrinth, that maze, that sense of being buried underground and the heaviness of that. Like, you've been through so much. And I think that's what makes this breakthrough for you so sweet. Like, it's going to be so sweet, like sweet, the sweetest thing you've ever tasted. Like, oh my God. And not too sweet, okay? Not too sweet, but just the sweetest thing ever. So good. So I feel like you're gonna feel like life is like an affair in a good way, not in like a negative way where someone gets hurt or there's lying or cheating or anything like that. Like, I'm talking about like just falling in love with life, like the exuberance of falling in love with life. And there's kind of like this magic wand here with the star. I'm feeling like life feeling magical and kind of this real confidence with the Leo in the 5th house, with Venus in Leo in the 5th house. Like, that is an energy that likes to be seen, okay? Venus in Leo is like, here I am, I'm amazing, I'm gorgeous, I'm beautiful, I'm taking up space, I'm shining. And that's how I feel like you're gonna be. You're gonna be like, yes. You're gonna be like, fuck yes. I just see like so much exuberance and excitement and joy with the Sun card as well. And it's because you finally get this butterfly that you've been waiting for. Like, you've been waiting for this. Like, a part of you has always known that you would eventually leave this chrysalis and exit as the butterfly, okay? A part of you has always known this. Like, you really have. But I think that the chrysalis phase just took so long that you were like, what the heck? You know, it's like, is this ever going to change? Am I ever going to be free? And Spirit saying, yes, you are. Hello, it's knocking on your door this eclipse season. All right, group one, that's all we have time for. But what an incredible energy that you have. And if you would like to check out more of my work, then please see all the links in the description box below. Much love to you. Hello, group two, and welcome to your reading. So let's find out, what is your quantum leap this eclipse season. Let's see. So you chose the Gilded Tarot, and we're going to get one card to kind of guide your reading to begin with. And you got the Hanging Man. Woohoo! Okay. So for some reason, I just felt the energy of being on a roller coaster. Look at that. We have the Tower. Oh, we have the Tower and the Ten of Cups. Oh my gosh. I meant to just pull the Tower out, but I pulled the Ten of Cups, which is like my favorite card on the deck. Can we just soak up the beautiful energy of utopian love in this card? Okay. So I felt the energy of a roller coaster in like the best possible way, not in a bad way. Regardless of if you like roller coasters or not, I'm feeling like this is going to be a fun one, okay? Imagine if there was no fear and it was all fun. That's what I'm feeling for you. It's like, you're going to be, you know how roller coasters, like some of them, they actually take you upside down? You know, how like you actually end up going upside down? It's like, there's something about life is going to take you for a ride, okay? Your life already kind of is a roller coaster. And I mean, are we right? Are we right? Is it not? But I feel like this quantum leap for you, it's like you really don't see it coming. I feel like you never really see quantum leaps coming. I feel like that's kind of the energy of a quantum leap. It's like, do we really see it coming? Not really. Because, you know, it kind of takes us by surprise and all of a sudden we're elevated and we're swept up. And that's the energy I'm getting. It's like you're on a roller coaster already, for better or for worse, but you're on a bit of a roller coaster right now. But this roller coaster is about to take you upside down and do like this whole spin, but it's gonna feel really good. It's gonna shift your perception. Okay. The hanging man is the energy of perception. It's like we either choose with our free will to shift our perception, or like the universe will do it for us and like flip something on its head. So we have to look at it in a different way, or we're just given kind of, I don't know, we're either forced into it or we choose to see things in a different perception. So in this case, the change in your perception is an extremely, extremely overwhelmingly positive one. With the 10 of Cups, my favorite card in the whole of the tarot, it just talks about blissful experiences, like the best experiences you can experience on Earth, like the most positive side of duality, the utopian essence of Earth, because there is a part of Earth that exists. It's a consciousness, it's almost a dimension, I want to call it, that is like heaven. Okay, there's a part of Earth that's like heaven on Earth, and maybe it's different for each of us, like what heaven on Earth feels like, or who it's with, right, or what it looks like. But it's like you're getting some little slice of heaven, okay? And for some reason, it really felt like it wasn't available to you, or you really didn't see it coming with the hangman. Like you really, it's going to be like you've all of a sudden you're flipped on your head, or like you're on a roller coaster and you didn't realize this roller coaster goes upside down, and then all of a sudden you're upside down, you're hanging upside down. But Spirit's saying it's actually really good for you. Like there is actually a lot of health benefits to hanging upside down. Like I'm thinking of times that I've done it in yoga classes where you like hang from the rope and then all the blood like runs into your brain, and it feels amazing. It feels like really, really rejuvenating or something for the body. So there's something here about it's going to be a rejuvenating upside down. Like you're going to go upside down and it's going to rejuvenate you. It's going to shake things up in your life so that the stagnancy that you might have been feeling has gone. Okay. With the tower coming through, like this quantum leap is shaking you out of stagnancy. The hanging man as well can talk about things feeling really stuck or stagnant, where it's like life is so mundane, or it's like things aren't moving, we're not making enough progress, this kind of feeling. So I feel like that's something you've been going through recently. And this eclipse season, it's like busting you out. With the tower card, in terms of like timing of this, the tower is fast change and fast action. So it's like when this shift comes in, it's fast and it's quick and it's permanent. And it's going to bring you into a more heavenly experience of the earth and of your life. One that I really feel like, again, you may not have seen was actually even available to you yet. So I'm seeing like your overall well-being being really, really strong, really positive, really high vibrational. And I see you just bringing this slice of heaven everywhere you go on earth. Like people are also going to be seeing you as quite heavenly, maybe angelic as well. I'm getting an angelic aura from you, an angelic kind of essence. People almost seeing you with this angelic light, really feeling the angelic. Yeah, you're gonna be like an earth angel. I feel like maybe someone will even call you an earth angel and say, hey, you're an earth angel to me. I feel like someone might even tell you that. But it's like there's something about you really experiencing this heavenly side of earth. And it's not just medicine for you, which it clearly will be very medicinal to feel the heavenly side of earth, because of course, in duality, we also experience like things that do not feel like heaven on earth, and that can make this dimension extremely challenging to be in. And maybe we even question reality and be like, Spirit, what am I even doing here? Which I have done many times. And I'm like, Spirit, what is this place? What am I doing here? I don't resonate. But there are other sides of earth where it's like, oh my God, it feels so good, right? And it's like so high vibrational, and we feel this heavenly essence. So you are bringing down a slice of heaven from like the angelic realms, and you're grounding it into reality. That is your quantum leap, okay? You are going to take some kind of angelic embodiment. Like you're going to take off into some kind of angelic embodiment. So someone like walking outside, oh look, they're feeding the birds, okay? Interesting. What does that mean? I feel like there's something about that where it's like, imagine the birds, like, because they were putting some bird seed out, and it's like, there's something about that for you where it's like, something is going to happen. It's going to feel like such a miracle, or so easy, because if you think about birds, they have to go and eat so many little things, like so many bugs, and like, they almost have to eat all day long, It's like low calorie density, just little bugs and things here and there and fruits and whatever it is the birds eat. And then it's like, oh my gosh, they stumble across this huge pile of birdseed. And it's like, holy shit, I've got dinners for weeks, you know? And it becomes so easy and life all of a sudden is easy. And then it's like, whoa, what am I going to do with all this free time? Because I'm so full of all this birdseed and someone's done such a nice action of like giving me this free thing. So that's what it's going to feel like for you, is like some kind of a windfall of abundance, because this woman literally walked out and just poured like a whole bag of birdseed onto the ground. Oh, it's so funny. So it's something like this, where it's like, imagine you are a bird and you stumble across this birdseed and you're like, whoa, this is like a gold mine, you know, there's so much here for me to keep coming back to and coming back to and coming back to. So there's sort of this infinite abundance energy. Let's pull some more cards like to really suss out, like, what is this quantum leap for group 2 spirit? What is it? Give me the details. I want to know everything. Oh my gosh. Mars, motion, action, taking action, the south node. Oh my gosh, look, right under the tower, breaking free from something that was holding you back in the past, okay? And that's why you didn't see this coming, because you were so caught up in like sort of an old way of being, or like an old kind of action. You just assumed that the past would keep on repeating itself and repeating itself and repeating itself. But look, the south node, like this is literally the Virgo the Virgo the Virgo Pisces axis is where the nodes of the moon are. So if you don't know about eclipses, you can kind of Google it to get a better understanding. But basically, eclipses fall on the moon's nodes, and the moon's nodes change signs around every like 1.5, 2 years. So it's like the south node is literally where some of the eclipses occur, right? And then some of them occur on the north node. These are real destiny points in our life. Eclipses really talk about destiny points, and in our charts, they really refer to like our past lives and things like that, like our placements, our nodal placements in our charts. So this is a massive breakthrough for you. That is actually something that is even, I think, deeper than this lifetime with the south node. Like this is past life energy that you have been blocked. It's like been blocked within you. Like there's an energy within you that was blocked, and now it's coming back to you. And it is coming back to you though with the Mars energy. It's like you're going to have so much energy, grid 2. Like I feel like you will not even know yourself. You will not even know yourself in this new era. This quantum leap is about you having this huge rush of energy coming in, but you also being able to take action and ground it. Like look at how strong the muscles are on this Mars card. Okay, there's massive muscles in these arms. It's like, whoa. I'm feeling like that's you though, symbolically, right? It's like you're grabbing life and you got these massive muscles and you're like, yeah, I can do it. I can grab life and I can do it. And it's like I see you taking action in ways that you literally did not think was possible with the hanging man. Like you literally did not think that this was possible for you. And then all of a sudden you're doing it, 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 you're doing it. Whoa, I'm doing it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it. It's gonna feel so good. So the tower is like a really beautiful tower for you, because sometimes towers can be more challenging, shall we say, right? We all been there with challenging towers. They like break our hearts or something like this. But this is not a heartbreaking tower for you, okay? This is a heart-opening tower where you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know life could be this good with the 10 of Cups. I literally did not know life could be this good. It's gonna be like a windfall of abundance falling into your lap, like a huge pie, like a whole bag of birdseed poured onto the ground. And it's like, oh my God, I just got all my dinners for this month, you know, all of a sudden. It's something like this where it's like a really, really strong feeling of abundance. But what it's doing is that something about this manifestation of this quantum leap is going to allow you to take action in ways that you haven't been able to take action before. And I feel like with the hanging man, it's almost like you just didn't see it. You just didn't see it as being available. You didn't see this pathway, or it was like somehow in your blind spot. And with the hanging man, like I said, you fall upside down and suddenly life looks like life looks different when you're upside down. It looks completely different from the upside down perspective. And all of a sudden it's like you see a pathway that, oh my gosh, this is the one I'm going to take. And then you take it with the Mars. It's like you really take life by the reins and you kind of like ride with it and you go with it and you really direct the course of your life. So this quantum leap for you feels really karmic in a positive way. Like, because we get positive karma too, okay, group 2? Like, life isn't always about struggle. And I feel like that's what you're going to really learn with this eclipse season and with this quantum leap is that you can experience the other side of duality. Okay. We don't always have to be experiencing the harsh side of duality. And it's like, oh my God, life is so hard. What the hell? It's like you can actually experience a really positive, joyful 10 of Cups side of reality. Let's get another card to put under this 10 of Cups, right? Let's see. Oh, look at that. Libra balance, literally in duality. Okay, two sides of the scale, two sides of the spectrum. Libra is also Venus energy, and then we have Mars. So it's like Venus and Mars. There's something, wow, something really positive coming in to balance out some kind of real challenge that you've been going through. And this is why I feel like you haven't seen it coming with the Hanging Man, because it almost takes like spirit needs to like completely turn you upside down for you to even see this because you've been stuck in some kind of a karma that's been from your past life. Okay, it's been past life energy, but this is a destiny moment where you break free. And I see so much life force energy returning to you, like so much. Can I repeat that? So much life force energy returning to you. Like I really don't even know how to stress that more because I feel like I need to keep stressing more that is so much life force, okay? So much. And you know, like these massive muscles, it's like there's something about that. It's like you're going to feel so strong, like so able to take action continuously, repeatedly, keep going, keep going, keep going. And I just feel like there's something that has really been blocked off from you with the South Node. It's like it was really hidden from you or blocked off, or it wasn't like within reach for you for some reason. And now this quantum leap, it makes it available. It makes it available and it brings your life back into balance in some way. You know, for some of you with the Libra card, I almost feel like it could be about meeting somebody, like a love interest that you really did not see coming. Okay. For some of you who like are single and desiring this, it could be about that. And it could like really set your heart alight, like on fire and feeling your heart's on fire in a positive way. And all of a sudden, like you have so much energy for life. Like you have so much energy for life. Like this is really a very strong activating energy. And it is some kind of a destiny moment that almost your life has planned it out, that you already planned this for your life. With the South Node in the Tower, it's like you planned to have something be not available to you for a while. It could be, for example, money. It's like you plan to go through some kind of cycle of maybe poverty for some reason, but then you also plan to become incredibly rich and have a lot of money available to you again. So I see with the Libra as well, it's almost like you're going to have a pendulum swing with this quantum leap. Okay, because I'm seeing two sides of the scale of the spectrum. And it's like I see a pendulum swing, say, for example, from poverty into riches, into abundance. And I'm not even trying to exaggerate because the energy I'm feeling, it's strong, it's potent, it's powerful, it's real. And the Tower is like a very strong, like instant breakthrough. So this could be an instant windfall of abundance, okay? Like I was saying with the woman pouring out that entire bag of birdseed, it's like she's not playing around. She's not scattering a few seeds. She's like, no, you can just have the whole bag. Here you go. Okay, so it's like there's something like that. Whereas like the universe is not just gonna scatter you a few little seeds that you can like find on your way. It's like, no, you can have the whole bag, okay? You can have all of it. And there's something about this where it's gonna shift you into the opposite energy. Okay, the Hanging Man as well, now I'm getting it's like you're upright and then you're upside down. You're upside down, then you're upright. It's like something about the opposites, a pendulum swing from one reality into another, from one extreme to another. The thing is that the extreme that you're coming from has been challenging, and the extreme that you're moving into is extremely positive and loving and utopian. It's kind of going like from a dystopian energy to a utopian energy, okay? And again, I'm really not exaggerating. This is exactly the energy that I'm picking up on. So it's like, it feels very remarkable. It feels very like, whoa, this pendulum just swung and now my destiny has completely changed. And this was actually part of your life's plan. This is connected into your past lives. This is connected into your past life karma that you have been living through in this life. For example, I get a strong money energy from this group. So it's like, you really, or it could be for some of you about relationship for some of you, okay? But for a lot of you, I feel like this is money. It's like you've been living without enough money for a long time, okay? There's been something about scarcity, poverty, this kind of themes. And this isn't just this lifetime. Like I feel like this is carried in with you from your past life, but you're breaking free from it. And this is the quantum leap that's actually available to you now in this eclipse season. It's like you're actually breaking free from these chains. I want to say it's like chains of poverty, and you're freeing yourself, and the pendulum is swinging to the opposite end. And all of a sudden, you have this windfall of abundance where it all falls into your lap at once with the Tower. Again, it's not going to be a slow trickle like with the bird seed thing. It's not going to be like a few seeds here and a few seeds there, and here you go, you can have one dinner, but then you can't eat for 10 days, and now is another dinner. It's like, no, it's going to come all at once, okay? It's going to come all at once. And the good thing about it is that it's completely in balance with who you are and with your life path. With the Libra card, you have balance. So it's like Spirit's assuring this is going to be balanced. The reason that it's balanced is because life on Earth, like there is such a thing as pendulums, okay, on the way that like things manifest in this reality. So it's actually not that surprising that you would go from one extreme to another, because that's called a pendulum. It's like when the pendulum swings and all of a sudden you're on the other side. Okay, you're on the other side of the spectrum. You're the other side of that kind of polarity from not enough to more than enough. It's like, whoa, here we go. So I really feel it's abundance for you. And what it means is that you start to be able to cultivate a totally different life experience because you were kept in this like South Node past life karma for such a long time. And again, I'm not trying to say that that wasn't a good thing, because I think that it was, and I think that it was part of your life's plan, okay? I don't know exactly why, but it's like it was totally a part of the plan. It was totally a part of the plan for you to have to go through these cycles of lack and not having enough, because it kind of brought you out of this complexity. Like, see how on this card there's like, I don't know, there's like all of these different, it looks almost like a compass almost, and like these different cycles. And I feel like this is very symbolic, right? Of kind of like almost a labyrinth that you had to make your way out of with this karma. But Spirit's saying you're moving into a time of such abundance and such riches that I really think that you're going to kind of almost forget that this was a part of your reality. Because like I said, imagine you've been hanging upside down for so long, and then all of a sudden you get to be put upright again. And it's like, whoa, well now I can do so much with my life, you know? I feel like you've been in some kind of waiting, like you've been in some kind of waiting period where it's like something was holding you back, whether it was money, health, but I really feel for a lot of you, it's money. And it was like, that was really keeping, look, even as I just realized in the Hanging Man, like all this money is falling out of his pocket. So there's this, but I feel for you, it's like almost like this is the energy you've been in. Look, there are the chains that I was picking up as well. Oh my gosh. Yes. It's like, I see you going back upright again. And it's like, look at you. Now you're just doing a beautiful dance. You're not hanging upside down. You're just doing a beautiful dance. And it's like all that money, instead of falling out of your pockets, right? And you're chained, it's like it's falling into your pockets, and you're moving yourself, you're dancing out of these chains like effortlessly, effortlessly, effortlessly. So I really feel like I should put it up like this now, because yeah, one condition of your life is being turned on its head and you're moving into a totally different and new condition. And for a lot of you, like I said, it feels like it's money, okay? Feels like it's money. And with the Ten of Cups, this could be about buying your dream home, or cultivating a sense of home that is like your dream. Or maybe some of you really dream to buy land and to do spiritual work from this land. I'm seeing this really strongly coming through now with the Ten of Cups. It's like you are able to do this. The other reason I feel like you're getting this windfall of abundance is because of the Libra card and the Mars card. It's like you're going to take action in a way that benefits the highest good of all. You're going to take action in a way that benefits all beings everywhere, all. So this is part of the reason why you're being blessed and you're given this kind of leg up by the universe. And I really see fortunes changing, like your destiny is changing from this point onwards. So it's like, instead of money falling out of your pockets all the time, and it's like, oh my gosh, where does all my money go all the time? It's always falling out of my pockets. Instead, now it's going to be falling into your pockets, just constantly falling in, falling in. Oh my gosh, my money keeps increasing. There's so many streams of income that just keep coming to me. There's so much money, 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 money. And it's going to feel really easy, okay? The Tower and the Ten of Cups is like ease. It's like, wow, this is so easy. Yeah. The hard part's over. I feel like Spirit wants me to tell you that. Spirit wants me to tell you, oh my God, I feel so good about this as well, because it's like, this has been hard. The South Node energy, it's like that was a thick and deep labyrinth that you had to figure your way out of from this karmic kind of energy from your past. And you might have been like, why does these conditions keep manifesting? Why can't I break free from it? But you are. The Tower is a genuine breakthrough. And like I said, when you have this money, you're going to be taking action in very distinctive ways. Like, you are going to know how to use this wisely for yourself and for the highest good of all. And I also feel like you could be manifesting, but manifesting something like with this money that is more something that will help society. Like, I feel like there's something about it's going to help collectively the whole world. So it's like, maybe you're going to build a retreat center, you're going to build a healing thing, or you're going to fund writing your book, or something like this, where it's like you're going to use it well, you're going to use it wisely, you're going to use it really well. And like I said, it's part of your mission, it's a part of your destiny to now have this money, because you're going to take action in a certain way that's going to change the lives of those around you and the whole world. Like, it's going to change the whole world for you to have this money and to have broken free from something about lack or scarcity, where it's like you didn't have enough resources, you didn't have enough. Now you do have enough, and you have enough energy and motivation and inspiration to take action, because not only does this money come in, but it totally ignites a new level of inspiration for you, where it's like, I feel like you've always been a dreamer, you've always had really strong dreams, you've dreamt of things, but it's like now you have the money to put behind those dreams, and that's like a whole other level that I feel like you haven't really danced in before. Like, this is a new dance. It's almost like you're learning a new dance. Okay, group number 2, Spirit, what do you want them to know about this quantum leap? Yeah, Mars and Aries in the first house, assertion. Yeah, Mars energy, exactly. It's like, hello, group 2. It's like, hello. You're going to be moving out into the world and asserting your power in the world. And it's like something was so holding you back for so long, and then boom, it's not. And here it is, let's go. And it's like, I just feel like you have so much energy to take action towards your dreams and your goals. And I actually see you making huge waves in the world. Like, this is going to be a huge, like, I feel like this is creating ripple effects out towards like the whole of the galaxies. Like, this is how big this feels, this energy for you. It's like you're taking action and you're creating your own heaven on earth. You're creating your own new earth, like your own bubble. I've talked about this concept many times, but if you're new to this channel or you just haven't heard me say it for some reason, I feel that new earth is created first in bubbles. And it's like, we kind of, if we're called to, we're called to create our own bubble, our own utopia around us, our own little heaven. And it could be community or our family or whatever resonates, or our soul family, right? Doing work, doing spiritual work, doing this work that's like very, very high vibrational and loving. And then as those bubbles like start to form around the world, they start to grow and they start to build and they start to connect. And then all of a sudden, the whole earth is surrounded by this new earth energy. So it's like you're being called to create. You're being called to use this money to create, and to create something very, very special for the world. But when I say you're going to be called to create, it's like more like you're going to not even be able to sleep because of how much energy and inspiration you have. Like, I feel like you're going to be on cloud 9. Group 2 and be on cloud 9. And I think that you're going to have a period of time, like starting from now in this eclipse season, but it could last for quite some time, where it's like you actually need less sleep. You actually need less, I don't know, something about less sleep. You actually have so much energy that it's almost like you have to really ground yourself. Like, I'm seeing Spirit saying, now remember to ground yourself during this period, because it's like the energy is going to be so high vibrational that I'm always seeing you having to intentionally ground so that you can stay focused and stay taking action. Because yeah, I see that it's like you have been held back for so long with the South Node energy, and then it's like, boom, now you're free. And it's like you really want to assert yourself. You're like, let's go, woohoo. It's like a whole new era for you, like, seriously. All right, let's get one more card for you, group number 2. Oh, wow. We have the moon in Aries in the first house with protection. So we have another Aries card. So Aries is the first card in the zodiac, which is Aries as well. And then Mars rules Aries. Okay, so we've got a little trine energy here. Okay, so Aries is the first card, and a first card. I'm so in tarot mode. Aries is the first sign in the zodiac, okay? So it really rules over like initiations and beginnings. So it's like, this is truly a new beginning for you. You're going to be taking action in a certain way towards your dreams, towards manifestation of really quite phenomenal and incredible things that help all of humankind, and not just humans but all of Earth, because there's more than just humans on this Earth, right? There's like interdimensional beings. We've also got some, plants, animals. We've got the consciousness of water, of earth, of air, of fire. We've got so much going on here. So it's like, this is not just for humans, but I do think you're going to be targeting humans. Like, as in, like, you're going to build, a healing center for humans, right, to come to. Or it might be for animals or something, but it's going to be really, really tangible. You're going to be building something or working towards something that you're going to kind of release to the public or release to the world. And that's why Spirit is saying you need this money, or you need this breakthrough, or maybe the money is coming from releasing, but it's like something that was holding you back no longer will hold you back, and you're going to be able to move forwards without anything holding you back. Now, one of the things that I feel like might have held you back with the protection card coming through for your reading is fear. Okay, it's fear. And Mars really can talk about fear as well, and kind of like how we have to be a warrior and move through our fear and kind of like take action from our strength, right? Not from our fear. So it's like something though about this breakthrough for you, this quantum leap, is around you dissolving a fear that you've had that's really from a past life. This fear is deeper than just this lifetime, although I think that it will have been with you from the beginning of this life. But it's really more than this lifetime, okay? This is way deeper than just this lifetime. This feels like very deeply past life fears that, may have kept you from really asserting your true power into the world. Some kind of fear of being seen, of being heard, of being maybe targeted, or like I'm feeling like with the Mars energy, it's like very tangible fears, okay? Like fear of being taken down as a spiritual leader, by dark forces kind of thing. Like I'm talking about like really deep fears of like this has happened to you in a past life where you have gone out into the world, you've been powerful, you've been strong, you've taken action, you've created huge change in the earth, and then maybe you have been persecuted, targeted, or somehow like, really injured or harmed from doing that. Okay? So this fear is deep. This fear has been deep, and it's why you might have really felt held back in life. Like, why am I even so held back? And it's like part of it is because this fear has to be resolved so that you can truly step into your power again. And it's about doing things differently this time. Spirit wants you to know with the South Node, it's like the past is not going to repeat itself again. The Tower is assuring that you have moved through that and you're moving through that so that you can create something that is really, really special and blissful on this earth. And it's not going to be a repeat of your past life or lives where there was some kind of persecution or fear or violence that was very, 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 very traumatic at a soul level, and that you brought with you into this life. And again, it kept you kind of playing small or not wanting to shine or step into your power too much for fear of persecution, or you didn't want to be too provocative or too successful, or create too much of a consciousness revolution. Like, you have the energy of a visionary, of like a revolutionary leader. That is the energy that you hold, and it's a big energy, okay? It's not a really little energy. It's like a big freaking energy of like being a revolutionary leader. And we all know that there's been many, assassinations of revolutionary leaders in our Earth's history, okay? That's the kind of imprint that I feel you have in your soul from your past life. Where it's like you've done big things, okay? Your soul, when it shows up on earth, it's like, I'm here to do something big, okay? It's big. It's like assertive, right? It's like bold. It's like, here I am. I'm not just doing this little thing in the corner, like, da, da, da. No, it's big. And it's something you have this way where you visualize and you see it for the whole earth. You're like, I know that this thing will change consciousness of the whole entire earth, or this, program, this thing I channeled, it will like impact millions and millions of people. Like, you have some energy about your soul that is big. And it also means that you're able to make big money, big abundance. So I see that this new energy coming in for you, it's about releasing fears from your past lives of being persecuted for your soul's energy, because it's something about who you are as a soul, and you can't change that. You can't change the fact that you're a revolutionary leader. You can't change the fact that you're a visionary. You can't change the fact that you have these dreams that you want to make huge change on the earth. All you can change is the fact that you have fear. You can change the fear. You can transmute, alchemize, and shift that fear, and you can move into a space of safety. Spirit wants you to know that you are protected. Okay, protection right next to the Ten of Cups. Like, Spirit saying history will not repeat itself this lifetime. This lifetime is different. Okay, you made sure of this when you incarnated. There's something about your life plan that you're going to download where you're going to realize, oh my gosh, I am protected. I am safe. I am here to do my mission, my spiritual mission here on this earth, and I am safe to do this. There's something about this where it's like history will not repeat itself. You're not going to be persecuted or taken out or taken down, right? For being this very bold, maybe provocative, kind of assertive energy, for making change, waves of change in the earth. You're not going to be taken out for this, okay? I know that's a very severe kind of like energy, but that's what I'm feeling for your group. It's like, this is who you are as a soul. You've always done big things. When you incarnate on earth, you're like, I'm here to do something big. You're not content to just like have a little tiny impact, do a little change here, which again, I'm not trying to like devalue that, but I'm just saying your energy of your soul is like, it's huge. It's like, it's like a bomb going off in a positive way, okay? Not in a destructive way necessarily, but it's like a positive way. Although destruction, I could see for your soul in terms of, I feel like in a way you kind of do have a destructive energy because you want to break things down. You're like, let's break structures down that are not serving humanity, or let's break down kind of barriers within, mind control, like the kind of subconscious collective mind control that's happening. You're like, let's break this down. Let's free ourselves. You have a strong leadership energy in you. That is something that I don't think you're ever going to be able to get away from. And I feel like a part of you in this lifetime with this South Node, it's like maybe you tried to hide from that. Maybe you were afraid. Like with the Mars, then you got this, then you got two Aries cards. It's like, boom, okay? Your energy is kind of like a tower moment on the earth. Like you incarnate on the earth and the whole earth experiences a tower moment during your lifetime, okay? Because you have this way of changing things and the Mars energy. I feel like you're really coming back into your life force and your energy because I think for a long time, like I said, it was really buried under the weight of fears from your past and from even very real past life trauma. Like the reason that we have things deep within our soul is because it's traumatized us in a way, like it's very real. I'm not trying to downplay that in any way because it's very real when we have these traumas from past lives that it can take a lot of effort and kind of will to really stay with the process of healing it, okay? But you've done that. Spirit saying with the South Node, it's like something that was really holding you back, and you might have been hiding as well from the world. Like I feel like something about like the world hasn't really seen you yet. The world hasn't really seen this huge leader, this revolutionary, visionary kind of side of you. You've kind of been in a phase, like in an era of really clearing karma. And I think that's been challenging, I mean, it always is when we clear karma because there's a reason we didn't clear it in the past life, okay? There's always reasons for this. So it's like, it can be a lot, but I'm seeing unraveling. I'm seeing things unraveling, and that it's like the more that you unravel from this past life trauma and the more you heal from it, the more energy you have come back to you, the more action and life force that you take. You have so much life force and you take so much action and you build massive things. Like again, I just see the impact of on the world that you have is so big. And I feel like this is really the beginning. It's just the beginning of this new era for you where it's like you are really making massive change and massive impact. And Spirit wants you to know that in this lifetime, you are protected and you are safe to do this. This is your mission. This is your plan. This is part of your plan. And this is a destiny point in your plan where you finally get your energy back. You finally have this breakthrough where this fear no longer has hold of you. Wow, Root 2. Amazing. You're an amazing soul. And wow. Oh my gosh. Enjoy this quantum leap. If you would like to check out more of my work, then please see the links in the description box below. And I'm sending you so much love and light. Group 3. As I tune in with your energy, I'm feeling like an underwater wonderland. Like it feels like mermaids, like an interdimensional place. It's like underwater and it feels really utopian, like a beautiful place. Yeah, and I'm getting like mermaid imagery from you as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and see for group number 3, Spirit, what is their quantum leap this eclipse season? What is their quantum leap this eclipse season? Oh my gosh, we got the Magician. Magic. It literally is magic. And that was the energy I was getting with the mermaids. It's like there's something really magical about your energy, group 3, and I feel people really noticing this. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Oops, that's too much. Here I am doing a live zoom. Oh my gosh. Okay. There's something very magical about you. And see the energy here in this stare? Okay, so this quantum leap is something about you getting your magic back. Like something, and maybe that was a past life I was feeling where you were a mermaid or you were some kind of a interdimensional being that was underwater. You had some kind of wisdom or intelligence in this lifetime. I know that Mintaka was a place within the Orion's belt that was like an underwater world, but I feel as well it could be connected to the earth because there are interdimensional beings that live in the oceans here, in the waters. There are portals within oceans and on the earth here. So it's like there's something about you getting your magic back. Magic coming back to you as your quantum leap, okay? Magician. It's like you becoming more magical in your embodiment and people really definitely noticing this, but almost being a little bit, intimidated is partly the word, okay? It's not for everyone. Like, not all people will be intimidated by you, but a lot of people are going to be intimidated by you. And it's because they're going to finally see you, okay? It's because they're going to finally see you for who you are and your power. And for some reason, this was being kept from you or kept from your appearance or kept from your energy or your aura. People couldn't see this. Like, they could only see some kind of a mask that you're wearing or some kind of an energy overlay that you may have gotten from your ancestry or from your family that wasn't like the true essence of your soul, okay? Like, we have a true soul energy that is like true, right? And then we kind of have things that we like maybe pick up when we incarnate into the earth that we're actually meant to alchemize and get rid of them. They're not our true self. Like they're things that maybe we did for survival or things we learned from our heritage, things like this. So it's like something about those things that you maybe were doing to survive or that was from your heritage or ancestry. It was blocking people's ability to really see the true you. And this quantum leap for you and this I actually feel like for you, for your group, it could be more happening over the next 6 months. Like I feel this is a slower energy for you. This is a slower energy where it's like you're really coming into yourself though. You're really, and you know what? Okay, this is really giving me the energy of the DNA tape that I just made, the light language DNA activation for your soul's original divine blueprint. If you don't already work with that, you might want to consider, if it resonates, to work with that tape, because this is exactly what I'm feeling. It's like you are coming into your original divine soul blueprint, okay? You are literally coming into your original divine soul blueprint, and it is powerful, and you are going to be seen as an actual magical being. Like, you're not going to be seen, like, I see that you're coming so much into this magic that you're not going to really be seen as a human anymore. You're going to be seen as like an otherworldly being. And I feel like you have a lot of relationships already with interdimensional beings. Like, I've immediately felt mermaids, or kind of sea like beings, like interdimensional creatures that live somehow in the waters or the ocean, something like this. But I see a lot of light, and that's when I tune in with Mintaka. You might want to look it up. Mintaka, it's one of the sort of starseed origins. You definitely are a starseed. You definitely have this cosmic heritage as well, but you also have some kind of a history with Earth's magic, okay? Earth has its own kind of brand of magic, I like to say, or like type of magic, and you're very familiar with it. You're actually very, very versed with Earth magic. So it's like you're going to be seen actually as your magic being, as this magician, as this magical being who is in touch with these interdimensional beings. And you're almost going to be radiating a beauty that's like otherworldly. And people are going to notice this about you. And this is why I was saying, like, some people are actually going to be a little bit intimidated by you. And this is very different to how you've been perceived in the past. I feel like you've been perceived in the past for, like, again, I'm seeing you wearing some kind of a mask, or like there's been some kind of an overlay, some kind of a distortion in your aura or in the way that people perceive you, because they were perceiving something that wasn't really the true you. And that is being dissolved. And that's what this quantum leap is. It's like there's this dissolving of things that were blocking you from your true soul's essence, from your true original soul's divine blueprint. And then you're going to be expressing that and sharing that with all of its wisdom, with all of its magic and majesty. And people are going to be like, well, hello. So I also see like otherworldly beauty, kind of like angelic, or I don't know, the energy of like mermaids can be very like magnetic and like draws people in. I don't see mermaids in like a negative way, how some folk tales, like mythology, can kind of like demonize them and stuff like that. But that's not what I'm getting at all. It's like it's a very positive energy, even if it is very magnetic. But just the way that this magician is like staring over his glasses, like, I don't know, there's just a really interesting energy to it. It's like, I feel like people are kind of seeing you in your power, and they're almost feeling like X-ray vision, like you're looking straight into them and you see everything. And people might be a bit like uncomfortable around your stare, or feel, you might have people acting kind of weird around you, okay? Over the next 6 months, and especially as you really, really step into this magical qualities of your soul, people are going to be acting a little bit funny, okay? They're going to be like, whoa. I feel like people are going to be a little bit intimidated, or a little bit maybe trying to impress you, or people acting in ways that they did not previously do. And it's because like previously they saw you as more of an earth being, but now they're going to be seeing you as more of a magical being, okay? There's like a real transition from like the earthly to the magical. And not that the earth isn't magical, but I mean more like the mundane kind of 3D versus kind of this really interdimensional kind of expansion energy that you're going to be in. So yeah, I do see that one way you're going to know that this quantum leap is happening is because people are going to start to act differently around you. You're going to have to have people kind of reacting really differently, and acting kind of, I'm hearing like acting up. Like it might be kind of annoying sometimes, because you're going to be like, can this person just chill out, man? I'm just a human here too. But it's like people are going to be treating you a little bit differently. And it's not like they're going to be falling down at your feet and being like, Your Majesty, or anything like that. It's more like they're just going to feel a little bit irked by the fact that they feel like your eyes can see straight through them, or something like this. They're going to be like, how do you know this about me? How do you see this about me? Your eyes are not going to be able to lie. Like, you're just going to be looking, and like people are going to almost squirm. Like, I'm seeing people squirming and wriggling and not being able to like hold your gaze, and kind of feeling uncomfortable by the stare. And it's just because you're reflecting to them their own magical energy, their own magical essence, and their own interdimensional kind of history. that for some reason I feel like a lot of people on Earth, like it's very scary to them. Or they don't fully understand this part of Earth, right? But it's like you're this walking embodiment of this ancient energy of Earth. So it's like people are like, what? Because they can't ignore it anymore. It's like you really are going to have this, the elves in like Lord of the Rings, how they kind of have this glow to them. They kind of have this like light in their energy and their essence. It's like I'm seeing that kind of energy, right? It's like you really are going to seem kind of like a human, but also kind of not like a human, kind of like the elves in Lord of the Rings. You can Google them if you don't know what I'm talking about. But it's something like that, where it's like you're human, you look human, but you also don't look human. Who even are you? What's going on here? So I see you having kind of like a big impact on the world around you and on people. Something about people's perception being shifted by being in your energy field, especially around codes. Like I see you carrying this ancient DNA, this ancient wisdom. And this is why I was saying you might want to work with my DNA tape, because like I really channeled that like whoosh, like it really came through and I've been working with it really strongly. And I just feel like this is exactly the energy that I was channeling when I made that tape. It's like you have this ancient DNA that you're here to activate, that you're here to become this kind of new version of human that's so much more. Wait a minute, it's not new though. It's sort of like an ancient human energy. You might also be getting in touch with like Lemurian energy or Atlantis energy. Although I know Atlantis kind of had quite a negative energy where it kind of, self imploded and stuff. There was a lot of like kind of negative experiments that were done during Atlantis times, and Lemuria was a little bit more kind of utopian and loving and stuff. But I just feel what I mean by that is like the magical civilizations of Earth, because Earth didn't always be like this. Like Earth wasn't always this way, right? I mean, it definitely wasn't. And humans have been really like stuck in the third dimension for quite some time now. And it's not actually very natural for them to be there. Like the true human is so much more than what we see every day. Like they say that the humans of Earth, like right now, that 95% of the DNA is like considered dormant or like junk DNA, where they like just don't really know what it does, or they don't think it's very active or things like this. And so it's like, this is what I mean is that there's this DNA activation happening in you where it's like you are becoming the fullest, most magical version of human that you can be, to the point where humans won't recognize you as a human. They're gonna be like, are you human? Or are you an elf? Are you an angel? Are you a mermaid? Are you a magician? Like, what line of magicians do you come from? Like, there's something here about you have magical lineage as well. And that was another aspect of the tape, is like there's magical lineage here that you're meant to activate and you're meant to kind of embody. This could also be ancestral lineage for some of you. If you have some kind of ancestral line that has like very tangible magic within it, like that, where you know that your ancestors used magic in some way or were in touch with magic or spirits or something, some kind of psychic abilities. Yeah, I also see this as you really getting in touch with your spiritual gifts, your psychic abilities, and your soul's innate gifts. And I feel like a lot of these things, you already are a magical being. Like spirit wants me to acknowledge that you already are a magical soul, a magical being on this earth. But it's like a lot of your gifts are still buried inside of you. A lot of your gifts are still latent. They haven't been fully activated yet, and they're going to come online. They're going to be coming online. That's what this quantum leap is for you. It's like you becoming this magical being, and part of that is your spiritual gifts. And I see you also meant to share your spiritual gifts with the world. You're meant to give these gifts out and share them with the world. So I'm seeing your DNA is going to be activating. It's going to be coming online. You're going to be bringing in this ancient kind of version of human, this ancient template of human that you have within you, but it's also connected into like your soul's innate gifts. And I feel that more and more as your DNA activates more and more, you're actually going to change in your appearance. Like your physical appearance is changing, and something that was available to you in the past, like in your past lives, becomes available to you again in this life. There's been some kind of a gap, like you had some kind of gift, spiritual gift or ability in your past life, but it wasn't available to you yet in this life. Like it was being kept from you in some way. I almost feel like it's being kept within your DNA. And then as this DNA starts to activate, this gift that you have from your past life comes online, and it comes online in such a profound way. Like it just gave me goosebumps all over my body. Like there's something here, I feel it right in my solar plexus chakra. Like this is a gift. Okay, when I say gift, I mean gift. Like whoa, you're going to be feeling gratitude for this gift, and the world around you will feel gratitude for this gift. Like this feels like a very profound gift. Very profound, like very, 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 very profound gift. This is what your quantum leap is going to be, is like all of a sudden you have a gift that was really hidden from you, really kept from you for some time. So let's pull some more cards, okay? Oh, we have a falling card. We have the Two of Water. You know, Oh, yeah, and see, I was seeing, like, an underworld energy, like a mermaid or, like, you were swimming around as an interdimensional being underwater. It's like, hello. But I feel this is you, like, the 2 energy is kind of like an old version of you. Like, I keep saying old, like, it feels ancient. This energy in you feels like an ancient wisdom that, like I said, it wasn't fully activated inside of you, and it's coming back, and you're gonna feel for some reason with the 2 energy, I feel like this is between you and you, okay? It's not between you and anyone else, it's between you and your soul, and it's like this present version of yourself merging and kind of fusing with an ancient version of yourself, and you're bringing in this ancient wisdom into this current and this present moment, and my gosh, is it powerful. And it's like I said, people are going to see it. It's going to come through your eyes, it's going to come through your physical appearance, because like I said, it's a DNA activation. It's almost like this gift is in your DNA. You might even want to look into gene keys, for example, because I'm just seeing something about your DNA, this activating energy. Ooh, I'm getting like really strong physical body feelings. And this is how I felt as well when I was channeling that DNA tape. It's like, this stuff is really, really deep. Like, this is amazing. So it's you, it's between you and you. The 2 energy is between you and an older version of you and an ancient version of you. Actually, you know what else? I'm feeling this version of you standing with you right now. You might be able to feel it if you are tapped in, but if you can't feel it, just know that it's there, okay? There's a version of you that's from a past life where you had an ancient knowledge, you had ancient wisdom, and I feel it was from this very earth because it's very connected into your role on this earth at this time. There's an ancient version of you, it's almost acting like a spirit guide, okay? A past life version of you coming in to help you when you're going through this activation, this DNA activation, and this activation of your original true divine soul blueprint that you're here to become. And like I said, there are layers and layers and layers of things that were not really you that are falling away. It could be intergenerational trauma, right? That you picked up as a child from your family, from your lineage. It could be masks or that you wore to kind of keep yourself hidden or to, I don't know, fulfill certain roles that you felt like you had to fulfill. All of that stuff is slipping away during, like, starting from now in this eclipse season, and by the next eclipse season, which is September. Huge change, okay? Huge change, but it's slow and it's deep and it's progressing, okay? It's progressing like pretty powerfully though, like a really heavy train building up speed. It's like there's a heaviness to this. There's a weight to this because it's coming from past life. So you have this person, it's you, but it's almost like gonna feel like separate to you because it's gonna feel like a spirit guide. And I see them with you right now and they're really magical. They're like, oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. Like, they're just the most beautiful being of magic, of love, of light. And they hold within them like so much of what the energy is that you are reclaiming in this lifetime and you are becoming in this lifetime. So you might want to like do a meditation about this because I know a lot of you are already super psychic and you get visions, and you might be even getting visions as I'm talking about this because I'm getting strong visions. But I also feel like you haven't even seen the beginning of your gifts yet, okay? Because I know a lot of you who watch my channel, you are so gifted. Like, you're already super gifted, super psychic, super tapped in, super into visualizing, super into healing, lots of different sound healers. I know so many talented people, artists of all kinds watch my channel. I love you all. You're amazing and you inspire me as well. But it's like spirit saying you have not even seen the beginning of it yet, okay? Not even the beginning, okay? That's how powerful your soul is. Like I said, humans, they say, operate from like 5% of DNA. You can look it up. 95% of DNA, they say, is junk DNA. Okay, junk. What a name for it, right? My goodness. So it's like, there is so much that we can activate within us. It's already within us, right? So much. And I see, again, your physical appearance changing and the way that people react to you being really different over the next 6 months. Like, you're going to have, it's almost technology around you as well is going to start to really like play up, like lights flickering. I'm seeing technology maybe like not working as well, or like recently me and my partner, we keep manifesting fire alarms going off for like literally no reason. And it's a message from spirit saying that we're afraid of something that we have no reason to be afraid of. Okay, that's what we downloaded. It's the reason what the message is, because it would keep going off and we would be talking about something that we were like afraid of, and spirit would be like, look, there's no fire, but the fire alarm's going off, right? It's like this alarm system within our body where we get afraid of something when actually there's literally nothing to be afraid of. So there's going to be like really powerful kind of ways that the world around you is going to be like interacting with this DNA activation for you. But again, I'm seeing technology, I'm seeing lights flickering, I'm seeing people around you acting different. And it's gonna be kind of interesting to you. You're gonna kind of like, I feel like you're gonna have this like deep wisdom where you're almost just gonna be observing this. Like, I don't see it flustering you or making you feel ungrounded. Like, you're just gonna be like, wow, this is interesting. And kind of just being like, okay, yeah, I see this. I see this. Okay, so let's see what else for group three. Quantum leap, this eclipse season, we have the two of earth again, two. It's like, okay, so again, these two energies, it's like something that was two is going to become one. Okay, two, and one. Oh, sorry, I'm getting excited, hit the tripod. Um, something that was two becomes one. It fuses and it becomes one. So it's like this version of you that you currently are in your life right now, like, hello, nice to meet you. You, and then this past life you that I saw like standing with you, this like, oh my god, I keep hitting the tripod. That's what I mean. It's like there's things around you that's just gonna start to like play up and things happening. Anyway, this past life of you, this ancient kind of like being, I feel like you're an ancient being, like almost like, oof, you've got so much energy. Like, I feel like you've like an ancient tree, you know, like an ancient tree. They have so much wisdom. They stood in that spot for thousands of years and they know so many things and they gathered so many resources and they've helped so many animals find home and sanctuary. There's something about this spirit of you that is so ancient and so wise, and you're literally becoming it. And you had to kind of bring two things into one. That's what I see. You're bringing two things into one. Wow, this is really strong alchemy work as well, where you're kind of bringing two things and you're making it into one. It's sort of a unification and a becoming whole as well, where, like I said, a part of you was split off from you and you felt like it was other to you. That's why I said this spirit guide is kind of with you, but I almost feel like it's merging with you. It's like standing with you, but it's becoming you. It's becoming one with you, this ancient energy. And you're going to be embodying it in such a powerful way. People are going to be like, what the heck? Like, I literally feel like you walking into a room and people looking at you like they can't control themselves because there's something in your aura that they're like, that person is magic. That person has magic. That person has ancient codes. And they want to keep looking at you. They want to keep being around your energy because you have codes. So you might find people really magnetized to you like moths to a flame, but you also might find people really repelled from you as well. As your energy is changing, as this DNA is activating within your being, you might actually find people repelling from it and being like, ugh, I can't handle this. I can't be around this. Certain relationships might start to fall away or they already have. Okay. And they might have already been doing this. And that is a good thing. Okay. Spirit saying no matter how hard it is, I know that's really hard when we go through that stuff with relationships like ending and stuff, but trust and believe that it's such a positive thing for you, group three, if this is happening in your life, because it's a sign of so much growth and so much change happening for you. So it's like, yeah, people are going to sort of be reacting in big ways. Technology is going to be reacting, like lights in your home are going to be flickering. You know, you're going to have like really bizarre and strange things occurring, but also really, really strong symbols, like the fire alarm thing, right? That was giving me and my partner that message. It's like a really strong message from the universe. And it's like, how did this keep manifesting? It's happened twice now in different places as well, because we've been traveling around. It's like not even in the same place. So there's something about it where you're going to be like, whoa, how's this happening? Or like really strange, miraculous events, like really, really crazy, strange, miraculous events. Like, I'm thinking of this one time, I've never even told anyone about this, but one time me and my partner, we were like going through some really rough time financially, like back in the day. And we didn't actually have enough money to like pay for something that we needed to pay for. But for some reason, my partner felt called to just like call the place up and like be like, yeah, you can put it through in our card. And like, we just did it. And then it just worked. Like, we literally did not have the money for it. And it just happened. And they were like, okay, all done. You paid for it. And we're like, how is this even possible? And this didn't happen once, but it happened like 3 times in a row. I'm not even kidding. It was the craziest miracle. We were like, how is this possible? It was like the universe literally altered the banks on our behalf, because it was like, it was so magical, it was so amazing. So it's like, this is what I mean when I say amazing things, like miraculous things that you cannot explain. You're like, I do not know how I was able to pay for something when I did not have enough money in my account, but it worked and no one asked any questions and no one ever called us ever, and it's like, it's been totally fine. So I was like, what the hell? How is this possible? But it's in such a positive and miraculous way. So it's like, I'm seeing magic happening for you in your life. Magic being proven to you time and time again that it is real. And let's be real, like sometimes people in this earth, they are afraid of magic, okay? I'm thinking of like the classic Harry Potter book, right? How the Dursleys, Harry Potter's like aunt and uncle, they're so afraid of magic. They hate it. They're so afraid of it. They think that it's terrible. And it's like there are some people who are like the Dursleys in this world, and they're afraid of magic, and they'll be afraid of you, and they might kind of like act out a little bit as this DNA activation is like occurring within you, and this new version of you is really coming online. There might be some people who are like not on board with it, and they don't like it, or they're afraid of you, and you might kind of notice this because before I feel like you were hiding behind some kind of mask that wasn't truly you. And that mask, in a way, it kind of kept you safe because it kept you from being seen, but it was completely unfulfilling and not your true self. So it couldn't have stayed anyway. But I do see that, like, yeah, relationships shifting around, people being really drawn to you or really repelled from you, both. With the two energy, it's like the duality, it's like it's going to be both. All right, so let's pull a couple more cards about this quantum leap for you, group 3. Well, look at that again. This water theme. I can't believe I saw that right before. I mean, I can't believe it. That's what I mean. Like, there's going to be things that you're like, I can't believe it. Well, I can believe it. But it's like, it's magic, you know? It's like, whoa, it's such a cool synchronicity. You're going to have so many synchronicities. Like, if you've ever tried to keep count of your synchronicities, you're going to be like, can't even keep count anymore. There's too many. So many synchronicities, group 3. You are going to be feeling like a literal magical being. And see this woman here, like this mermaid lady. I feel like she's a mermaid, okay? That's the energy I'm getting. She's like underwater. She's speaking to a little seahorse. And she's like, how's it going? I feel like this is you. Like you're getting some kind of divine lineage activation. Again, check out my tape. It really like does talk about this. But it's like there's some kind of divine lineage activation here within your crown chakra, within you coming into your divine kind of crown royalty energy. Like there's some kind of royalty. And that's what I was saying about people kind of being a bit intimidated by you. Like, I was like, they're not going to fall at your feet and be like, Your Majesty. But in a way, there will be a sense of like, this person commands some kind of different energy, some kind of different essence. And it's because it's true. Like, it's because it's your divine lineage. Like, kind of, again, I'm seeing the image of like a very ancient and magical tree that's lived for thousands and thousands of years. That tree has so much wisdom in it. You know what I mean? So it's like there's something about this that you are really pulling through your being, pulling through your energy body. And there's some kind of divine lineage. Like it could even be, like I said, mermaid, elven, like another interdimensional being, like a unicorn, um, magician, some kind of magician lineage, some kind of maybe ancient ancestry where your ancestors practiced some kind of magic or some kind of they had some kind of maybe indigenous knowledge of the land or of spirituality. It's like this is coming through you through your DNA, and you're becoming it, and you're stepping into it, and your crown is kind of just I'm seeing your crown like appearing. It's materializing on top of your head. No one's giving it to you. No one's like whatever. It's just happening. It's just materializing, and then you are that being. You are this new version of you, and it's such a magical presence. Like you have such a magical presence in this new version of you. There's 2 underwater cards, so it's like I do feel a lot of you connected to water. The other message that I'm getting is that using somehow like connecting with water over the next 6 months is really going to help you with this integration. Like I'm seeing swimming, like you need to swim, even if it's just in a pool, although obviously chlorinated water is not as high vibrational because chlorine is a poison for the body. It's not good for the body. So if you can, like salt water or fresh water, like natural waterways of some kind, I just see them so supporting you at this time, and like the spirits, because water has its own consciousness, and there are also spirits that live within the water and live within the lands around the water. So it's like those spirits are with you, like they know you already, like you have connection to the oceans of this earth, to some kind of interdimensional beings and species that live in the oceans and the waterways of this earth. Like you are connected to that. You already know about it. I'm feeling like a lot of you already know this. But many of you, it's like, well, it's time for you to know this. And I feel that again over the next 6 months, like connecting with water, going swimming, especially swimming. I'm seeing you swimming and just like, oh my gosh, it feels so good. Like I feel so activating. Swimming laps, swimming in oceans, swimming in waterways, whatever it might be. I just see that being so helpful as you integrate this upgrade. All right, let's pull some more cards for group 3. Look at another water. Are you kidding me? We have the 5 of water. So the 5 of water is talking about releasing grief. So it's like I do see there could be some healing that needs to take place in your energy body as this new version of you emerges. You know, I'm getting you're healing your ancestry. That's the other thing I'm getting from this DNA activation is like you're healing your ancestry. Okay, because obviously our DNA is connected to our ancestry, to our lineages, to our bloodlines. And we also inherit like intergenerational trauma from our bloodlines, right? And, whether we like it or not, we do. And we have our ancestors in a way live within us. They live within us. So I feel like you could also be getting in touch with it with one of your ancestors in particular and really sort of healing, helping them to heal through you, like processing emotions. I see you processing emotions. Spirit wants you to know that the emotions that you're going to be processing over the next 6 months might not actually be yours, but are more connected to a lineage that you have been a part of. This could be a cosmic lineage, this could be an earth lineage, or this could be an actual like bloodline lineage that you are incarnate with right now. It could be any of them or all of them. But it's some kind of lineage, and it's almost from it's an energy that you're gonna feel almost like, where's this come from? And that's what the other thing I'm saying about how it's gonna feel magic, because it's almost like someone else's energy passing through you and clearing through you, but it's freeing yourself up because other people's energy lives within our DNA. Like our ancestors, they live within our DNA, and we have to heal what our ancestors have gone through so we can free ourselves, so we can be our true self and activate our true divine soul blueprint in this lifetime. The 5 of Water talks about emotional healing and grief as well, especially grief. So I feel like there could be tears that you need to shed over the next 6 months. And this is part of this quantum leap, is like you need to clear the way through water. Water is your friend. Like what the consciousness of water is so there for you at the moment. Like it is seriously helping you as you activate and as you come into this divine soul blueprint that you are here to become. So something about grief, allowing grief to flow through you, but also being conscious that some of the grief that you feel might not be yours. And that doesn't mean that we're not meant to feel it. But it's like, for example, I just went through the group that I run, Terra Nova. I just went through this huge ancestral healing in our group. Like we facilitated it together. But for me, it really showed up about my grandmother, my great grandmother, and the things that she has gone through. Okay, well, now I'm just getting into it. I may as well tell you. So, my great grandmother was part of the stolen generation in Australia, which was a time period between around 1910 and 1970s where the government of Australia actually stole Indigenous children from their families and took them into institutions, orphanages, and raise them to try to assimilate them with white society. So it was a very, very traumatic, it just caused absolute devastation within the Indigenous communities. As you can imagine, it caused extreme intergenerational trauma because these children were taken from their families, from their cultures, from their language, from their spirituality, from their connection to the land, and they were completely displaced and cut off and unable to return back to their home. And just extreme trauma. So my great grandmother was one of the children that was taken. And so I have Indigenous blood in me. So recently she's been coming through like so strongly. She's been with me, and I've been doing this healing work in my Terra Nova group around healing from our ancestry and the intergenerational trauma that we have. So I had this really, really deep experience where I was crying. Like I was crying so much. I had so much grief come out after I channeled the healing for ancestors. I had so much grief coming out that was hers. Like it was a lot to do with her grief. I felt like it was mine, but it wasn't mine. Like it felt kind of like I needed to acknowledge that it was her grief, but that grief was living within me because it hadn't been processed yet, it hadn't been healed. So it's like that grief had to come through me, but I also needed to acknowledge that it was her story, and I needed to, she actually really likes when I tell her story because it helps her to heal from the other side. So that's another thing that you might need to do is for your ancestors is like tell their story in some way or process part of their story, because like I said, it lives within us and we have to kind of acknowledge it as theirs, but also take responsibility and kind of heal it as if it's ours as well. So I had a lot to process, but then once I had done it, I'd done it. And it's not like you know, burdening me in any way. And it's actually brought me really close to my great grandmother in spirit. Like I feel I'm connected to, part of my gifts is connected to her and to her lineage that she was taken from. And so there's this real like connection that I have with her. Oh my God, it's making me want to cry now. So tune in with her energy. Because I feel that I'm reclaiming that connection to spirit that was kind of lost through trauma. Connections to spirit. This is the other thing I channeled in my group, is that connections to spirit can be lost through trauma. It can be buried under the weight of trauma through lifetimes and lifetimes of trauma, where this magic in our lineage can be kind of buried. So I feel like you're unearthing some kind of magic from your lineage that was buried under trauma, intergenerational trauma, and you're here to heal this intergenerational trauma. And Spirit's saying you will do it. You can do it. You're strong enough to do it. And you have the support of your ancestors and your spirit guides to do it. So there's another layer though to this grief where it could actually be like cosmic ancestry, like I said, the Mintakan energy, like where you lived in this underwater paradise, and then the grief of like maybe things that happened during that lifetime, or just the contrast between those different dimensions can even evoke grief and healing, as we kind of acclimatize to being in such a different dimension on this earth plane. So yeah, you are here to bring magic back to the earth, like big time, okay? You're a magical, magical being and you're here to bring that magic back. Okay, so let's pull one more card for you, group number 3. Okay, we have the Nine of Earth, the Nine of Earth. Really interesting energy. So you're earth and water here. And then the Magician is ruled by Mercury, which is Gemini and Virgo. So interesting. So the Nine of Earth, money. Now we're going back to something a little bit more earthly and tangible. I feel like that the reason this card's coming up is because this spiritual gift, remember how I said at the start of your reading or the middle of your reading, somewhere in your reading, like you have a spiritual gift, like a psychic gift, a spiritual gift that you have not yet been in touch with. Like I said, I know a lot of you are already gifted and you use your gifts all the time. But there's another gift here that is like it's buried. It's like you're in an archaeological dig and you're having to like uncover these treasures that you have inside of yourself, okay? And one of these treasures is coming up with this quantum leap over the next 6 months. Like I said, I think that more September though for you guys, this group, rather than the March series, okay? It's like we've got eclipses in March, then we have eclipses in September. So I feel like for you, it's like more like by September, this is going to start feeling a lot more tangibly real to you, because your stuff that happens a lot in the astral, it happens a lot like while you sleep, you do a lot of work. There's a lot deeply happening subconsciously, and like I said, your DNA is activating, this light body is coming through. Okay, but this gift that you have unraveling, that you are kind of like uncovering, it's going to make you money, okay? And I know that's like this has been such a magical reading, then we're coming back plonk onto the earth where we have to make money, yes. But it's a good thing because it's going to give you some kind of independence and freedom. Like if you are still anyway a part of the matrix, okay, like I say the matrix, like matrix job, like 9 to 5 kind of deal, that is not where you're meant to be, okay? That is not who you are as a soul. That is not where you're meant to be. You are a magical being, okay? You are so magical, group 3. Like you are meant to be experiencing that magic fully. So if you are, like, I feel like regardless of if you're already working with your gifts or if you're not, this new gift coming in is going to set you apart in some way where you are able to like really make money from it and really shine and really step up and lead with it. And it's going to give you a sense of independence and kind of solid foundation with the earth energy. It's like you're going to feel really solid, like you're standing on your own 2 feet and nothing and no one can take this away from you. It's going to feel like this gift is so you, it is the essence of you. So it's going to feel so good and so like healing and so much of a completion. Like I feel like this gift coming in, and the 9 is a completion number in numerology, it's going to complete something for you. I think that you didn't realize like how much you were missing this part of you until it comes back home, until you come back into this wholeness. You're gonna be like, wow, how did I live so long without this gift? Because it's who you are. It's like the essence of you, and it's, oh my gosh, it's pure magic. It's the most beautiful expression of your soul. This gift that's coming online for you. And I just think you're going to be so grateful. And so like it's not even going to be a question of like, do I share this with the world? It's like, oh my gosh, you won't be able to stop yourself. Like it's meant to be shared, it's meant to be given, just like all of our gifts, we give them. That's the point of a gift, is that we give them. It's given to us as a gift, but we also give it to others. We're meant to be generous with our gifts. So this is a huge change for you. I feel like if you are still in any way trapped in the matrix, that will no longer be the case. You're not meant to be there at all. It's not a vibrational match to who you are. If you've been struggling to make it in the matrix, like you're trying to get a job, it's not working, something like this, it's because you're not meant to. And this other timeline is going to come in for you. So work on the grief, work on the healing of your ancestry and of your own past life kind of lineage, because you're coming into such a powerful time where you're really going to be, shining and feeling like everything makes sense and who you are makes sense, and you're just embodying this magic that is really going to set you free, and like I said, give you a level of financial independence that I don't think you've experienced before. All right, group 3, that's all we have time for, but oh my gosh, I so enjoyed tuning in with your magical energy. And if you would like to check out more of my work, all the links are in the description below. I ended up mentioning Terra Nova in this group, so you might be interested in checking out our community. We do so much spiritual work together, it's like amazing. And it won't be forever. Like the groups that I run, they run for a period of time and then they kind of spirit gets me to work on different things. So check it out if you're interested, limited time only kind of thing. And then also the DNA activation. That's a tape that I channeled really recently, and I've been working with it daily. And I'm telling you, it would really help with this period of 6 months that you're going through. The next 6 months working with that DNA tape, really recommend. All right, group 3, love you so much, and take good care.